So I'm recording this. Hopefully the machine doesn't crash too much during this particular process. Make sure my levels are good here on the audio feed for those who are out there watching and listening. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. That's good. That's good over there. Okay. So just wanted to show off a couple of games that have come out in the last year. Not too many today. I don't want to take too much time. But the idea is this is the lighter side of the Amiga. I check the OS4 Depot, and there's other sites for other platforms where you can find games to download and check out. Got a couple of toys up here, one of which is the Competition Pro joystick, which has a switch on the back that does something, I don't know what that does. And then I also have something I got off of eBay. It's the original Amiga joystick made by Toro back in the day. And it's, of course, a classic joystick, so it uses the Atari connector or Amiga connector. And then I have a little USB box that converts the classic joystick into a USB device running on my Amiga 1XE. That's what mute's for. Okay, so I got a couple of different games here today. What's really cool is that several of these games are actually commercial games that you actually have to pay for, which is fantastic. I'm going to start with a free game. It's called Freeciv. It should be known to many, many people. It's an old school game. The reason why I wanted to highlight this is because it's been recently re-released and updated. Let me get this on the screen. And you can obviously play at the screen settings to get it all right. But the graphics are greatly updated from what it had been in the past. And it looks like I have a problem. I need to get the interface working. Sorry, let me make it a little smaller. So you obviously have a lot of different things you can do here. That's the one we want. Check. So the performance is pretty good, but the tile set has been updated as well. So we're going to close options, and we're going to join a game. Actually, no, I take that back. Let's see if the server's running. So it's an online game. The idea is that you can contact your friends, start a server, and they can connect in so you can play together. It's a Civilization clone. So you start off just like Civilization with a number of units located here in your starting territory. It looks like we got some wine and a hut. Down at the bottom is a little mini-map, bottom left-hand corner here. And on the right, it gives you what your status is. This is the Explorer unit. And then you have a bunch of other options. So one of the things is the Research tab. We have not started researching ceremonial. Oh, sorry. Ceremonial burial is our first research. And if you're not familiar with Civilization, you start off with a primitive culture. And you grow and grow and grow and grow. And you turn into a world-dominating force where you're battling other nations. So, what's that?
Or die.
Or die. So I'm just going to use the mouse button. And down here you'll see it says moves 2 of 3. It's a very simple game to play. So I'm just going to have my little explorers just go explore. Now we have our workers. And workers can do different tasks. I'm just going to have these guys move for now. And then I have the folks over there. So it's asking us for, we found a ceremonial burial in an ancient scrolls of wisdom. So we can do like alphabet. So now we're researching the alphabet, and we can also do researching of, let's see, the Bronze Age. So it tells us what we get for doing that, and it does it in iconographic form, which is nice. So we're going to close that dialog. And then we'll move this guy up. And now we're out of turns. It's a turn-based strategy game, so that when you're done your turns, the other player does their turns, and you can interact and fight with each other. You hit Shift-Enter, and it's the next day. And then you see messages at the top. So I'm just going to keep moving my little guy around here, sort of explore a bit. And I think the settlers, if I click on them, we can build a city. And we're building Montevideo. And so it talks about the various improvements. It's a very in-depth, detailed game, the way it's designed. And so now we just created a city. And you grow your resources, you conquer territory. But again, I wanted to highlight this because it's a game that's been recently updated. It's been around for a very long time. I used to play it when the tile set was nowhere near as pretty, which I like about it, the fact that they've gone to the isometric view and everything. So it's a great game. There's a local Amiga server, so you can actually run the server from your Amiga, have your friends come over, or have them connect to the internet. Great way to spend 15, 16 hours of your day playing a video game. So that's the first one I want to show. It's just Freeciv. So I'm going to close that, and I have a directory here, which is the my directory of games. Next, I wanted to show a game that is a port. It's called Gems. It's again a fun little time waster. It's an interesting game. It took me a little while to sort of figure out how you actually play this thing because it's a little sort of non-linear. The graphics are very nice. This is a 800 megahertz Amiga 1 Xe. I'm sure on the X1000 this game would be a lot snappier. So it took me a long time to figure out, but this guy in the middle is the key, and you want to do based on colors. So if I shoot this red brick and then this red brick, they'll cancel each other out. I can't shoot the bricks that don't have a landing zone. So I can do green and green, and I can do red and I can do red. And now I'm canceling them out, but if I do yellow, green and yellow, they'll build on each other. So the idea is to try to shoot the colors so that they link up. Like those two don't link up there. So I can do blue, but I took it out, so my blue was gone. Let's see, there's a red, I can't do that. But I can do red here, it's going to kill that. I can do that green, and now all left is this yellow. So if I do the blue, it gave me another blue and I get a yellow. And I completed, I've never done that before, that's great. So you have to kill that block in the middle. And if you're not careful and you just start adding stuff up and just start clicking the button, what happens is you can completely sort of fill up the space, as you can see here, and you get a situation where it's much more difficult to actually clear the level and win the game. It's a fun game. It actually does require some thinking in multi-dimensions because the blocks come from different sides and you don't know what colors they're going to change into. So I did find it quite enjoyable when I was checking it out for this presentation. So this one's called Gems. It's on OS4 Depot. Yeah, Trevor. It's free. This is a free game. Yeah. Freeciv is also free, hence the free part. No, but Freeciv is actually one of those games that's been around for at least 12 years, and it's a very well supported community game. I wouldn't say that it's updating very quickly, but the fact that we do get new versions, and I apologize, I don't know the author, the latest author of it off the top of my head here, but it's definitely up on OS4 Depot, and we appreciate the work that you do to keep this game ported and up to date. Next, I'm going to show Age of Thieves. This is based on, I believe, Carcassonne. It's based on a card game. I'm trying to remember which exact one. There's so many out there. What's it? Carcassonne. Carcassonne. I think it's based on Carcassonne, where you lay down different tiles. Let's get into the game here. And this is a Amiga original. It's new construction, if you will. It's a new application. It's designed to be a very simple card game where you start off with this card, and I can zoom out on the mouse wheel so we can see more of this display. And at the top, I have a pick tile button. So notice there's a tile count, 70 tiles, so that's the end of the game. I can right-click and I can rotate this tile, and notice the colors change there. I put the tile down, and then I pick a meeple, and meeples are how you get points. So I'm going to put a Merson on the tile here. And now this is the computer player. And you can have more than 2 players as well. So I'm going to pick the tile, and I can do it here. Actually, I can't do it there. I can't play it on that square. But I can play it, say, here. Or I can actually play it there. Let's do that. So notice that some of the tiles have the boing square. Those are extra points. So the person is clearly interested in supporting the Amiga system. So now the computer player is putting a temple type construct. So I will do another tile here. Aha. And then we'll put our meeple down. I'm not quite sure what the meeples are for. Is that part of Carcassonne? I'm more of a Settlers type guy personally, but that would be awesome to have a really solid Settlers of Catan port. Maybe I'll put that on the list. But it's a nice little game. It's been around for a little bit. The author released it earlier this year. Oh, I just kicked out as Merson. Awesome. Although his score is 4 and mine's 0. That's not so good. I got to figure out how the scoring works. But it's written in, I think, Portable E. It's a nice little game. It plays very nicely. Done by Mr. Derek. So if you're looking for a game to download, I recommend downloading that one to kick it off. Next, I'm going to kick in Blob Wars. Let's see. No metal key found. Online functions disabled. So the blobs were a happy race. They wanted nothing, running for nothing, and then something happened to them, and one of them tied a rainbow thing around his head. Let me check options, see if I can get the joystick here. Full screen off. Joysticks. I don't know which joystick is active. I play it on easy, so I look like I know what I'm doing. Let's see. So this little thing pops up. Okay, that's that. You can choose these different areas, and you do start. So I have the Competition Pro joystick. Let's see if it's working. No. Uh-oh. I have no fire button on the joystick. I don't have a jetpack either. Okay. So basically, these are highly armed, dangerous blobs here. There we go. And they explode and they burst into bloody, gory goodness. And you can get different types of shots and bombs, apparently. I'm on the grenade mode presently. Don't mess with me, you'll get a grenade to the face. But there's little pitfalls and traps like that water there. You can swim around, go down. Somehow there's a way to change your gun. There we go. Now I have a cannon. So if you want some mindless killing fun, you can check this guy out. I got a machine gun here. Come on, die already, please. So it's not quite Turkin as games go, but it can be fun. Uh-oh, I died in the acid. Okay. That's enough of Metal Blob Wars. So that was a high-powered one. Next I'm going to show, anyone know how to pronounce this? Huensun? So this is actually a commercial game. It's available for the Amiga and for Windows. This game is pretty evil in its design, so I'm going to do a new game here. And the way it works is pretty fascinating. At the bottom, you'll notice I've got a little guy that's moving back and forth. And you'll notice that he has a color. I can change the color that is current. And then I press the C key to shoot. And you'll notice that that yellow one is falling down and I can't shoot it. I have to change it to yellow before I can shoot it. So not only do you have to line things up, you also have to choose the right color. And so you can see that as the pieces start falling, and it's actually kind of hard to see on the screen, I apologize for that. As the pieces start falling, you have to get pretty good at switching colors and shooting as well. And all sorts of interesting happens. You'll notice that guy just set off his ping pong weapon. That one just exploded and took out a bunch of others. So they have different effects when they blow up. And then at some point when the things change, the base will alter as well. So it's a very intense game. It takes a little bit of practice, and the difficulty accelerates quite rapidly. It's a pretty cool, it's a pretty innovative game, and I'm glad that they released it for Amiga OS 4 and for Windows at the same time, which is something that we should all support. So we got past the first level here. Huenison or something? Here, I'll show you the name. Huenison. And the graphics are very stylized. They spent a lot of time sort of coming up with this sort of dot structure to make it look retro, but it's a new game with some interesting pieces of design. So, and the main logo is that little angry face. And if you look at their icon here, what's that? It does, but it's a new game with new functionality. And I think it does, as you get deeper into it, some pretty wacky stuff. So the manual is a PDF, and from attention to detail, the manual actually has the same sort of look as the game. So they really did a great job on this one. It's exciting to see. It is a commercial title. You can actually pay for it, which is great. Now I'm going to show this guy called Airstrike. This one I downloaded probably a few months ago just to try it out, like to check out the new games. It's infuriating at first because you can't figure out what the keys are to play. So what you do is you hit escape and you do player setup. And I like being the red guy, so I'm going to turn the other guy to the blue guy. And first thing is fire, so we're going to make that the space bar. Next thing is turn counterclockwise, so that's the left arrow key, right arrow key, up to accelerate, and alt for the bomb. So now I can actually play, because it's designed for 2 players on the keyboard, so your hands get a little cramped. And so we'll go back, and it's the first person to 5 is the winner. So I'm the little red guy, so I'm going to shoot at the blue one and try to kill him. And the best way to kill him, by bar none, is hitting him with a bomb. And I also want to blow up the blimp because that's kind of fun. So I'm trying to get him in a position where I can bomb him. And I don't want to bomb myself. Because if I hit myself with a bomb like this, it kills you as well. So it's first person to 5. Oh, I just blew myself up. And there's clouds and all sorts of fun stuff to play with. Oh! Oh, he's kicking my butt this time. And there's some random cannon around shooting at me, which is always fun. Got him. I find that the easiest way to kill the guy is with the bomb. Let me also say that this game is a lot harder than it looks. I've actually played this one a little bit more. Oh, I got that. Oh, I almost had him. Woohoo! So first to 5 wins the game. So it's just a nice little, like, just mindless kill some stuff without having to worry about, like, little balls exploding and that. This is a Hollywood game. The developer who wrote this game contacted me and had really wanted to be in the nomination process. So since he wasn't able to be nominated, he didn't make the nomination, I thought I'd show some of his work. He's a German developer. He's done a lot of work with Hollywood. One of his other projects is American National Parks. You may or may not have seen this. Unfortunately, the game is in German, but I think it's done by Keho Software. Akam Curran is his name. So hopefully for next year's Developer Award, Akam, we'll get you in the list. We'll try to make sure that happens. The graphics might be a little bit sketchy if you work at Paramount, It's okay. And the music too. Little mixed themes here. So I click into the game, and again, it's in German. And it looks like a resource management, much like Ports of Call, if you're familiar with Ports of Call as a game. And honestly, I don't know too much what to do. You can right-click and turn the pointer, and if you click on this guy, the German text down here changes, and then you can click on the German text and it changes again. But I can't really read it, so I don't really know what I'm doing. And then if you click this button, oh, I think I'm talking to the president guy here. Is he actually talking?
Yes.
Oh, he's saying stuff. Cool. Is that Greek or German? I thought it was German. There's an Huenison is German, right? So my language skills are not the best here. So I don't think so, but that would be nice. So at some point I can get done. Oh, I got something. Sweet. I wonder what that does. Oh, there we go. Now we can transition to the page that has the transmit button on it. And you can tell it's a Hollywood app because the transition between the pages changes and he just randomizes the Hollywood functions, which is kind of fun. So apparently I can press the buttons, but I don't know which ones to press. But we can go back and this will change. So I haven't learned how the game actually plays, but I want to appreciate his work as he continues to create content for the Amiga, which is what we need. So if you're a German speaker, maybe you should spend some time, or maybe if you want to learn German, this would be a good impetus to do it. So I wanted to show his Hollywood title here. And the graphics are kind of fun. Have Jens do it. I'd much rather have him work on a PowerPC accelerator for classic Amigas than play games. He's not allowed to play games. So that brings us to the last title that I wanted to show, which is Mace. Mace is a game that was released, I think about 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. Again, new Amiga title. Endwicker are the developers. And what's amazing about their work is that you can get this for Android devices, Windows devices, and they also make a commercial version for the Amiga. I'm sure there's no reason to do a commercial version for the Amiga other than because they want to. So big thanks to them for creating the game. It does have a 1- and 2-player mode, and both these joysticks work. So you can actually play with the classic Amiga joystick, or you can use the new one. But I'll put it in easy mode with 1 player. And it's a pretty much standard shoot 'em up, but the graphics are phenomenal. They've done a great job with the backgrounds and the parallax scrolling, and I press the button and I can blow stuff up and pick up power-ups. It's got, I think, 3 different zones, and each zone has an end boss. It was for sale here at the show for $25. I bought my copy. And this is the demo you can download for free. And again, it runs on more than just AmigaOS. My first purchase was for my Android tablet, where it runs great. And then I wanted to support the Amiga, so I bought the Amiga version. And as you destroy the bad guys, you get little power-ups. The rocks seem to have the most. And then the power-ups juice your guns and give you health and give you bombs. There's a bomb on the second button there. You can see it destroys everything in its path. And at the top, there's a little bar that gives you your status for your health and the number of bombs you have available. I would like to get some more power-ups. But anyway, it's a nice little game. It's a platform shoot 'em up. And the graphics are fantastic, like all of their games. Swamp Defense, we've had Captool is another one of their commercial games that's available. So they're really doing a great job writing new content without 3D drivers. I think all these data files are actually PNG. So they're using very standard graphics formats and some really good programming techniques to get the performance up. Stephen Sully has this running on his X1000 if you want to see how fast it can go. On that machine, it's even smoother than it is here. The other thing I love about this game is that if you look in the manual that they have, the printed manual that comes with it, it actually lists the Amiga 4000 with the PowerPC as a supported system, and they have a specific configuration to use that turns down some of the graphics features like the lens flares and whatnot. This turns down some of the certain features that so you can play it even on your classic system. So I'm going to install this on the 4000 in the back corner so that you can try it out on that machine. And I'll plug in the classic Amiga joystick there so you can give it a try. But anyway, this concludes the games presentation. What's exciting about this year is the fact that of the titles I showed, Mace and Huensun are both commercial titles. So there's still people producing commercial games. Highly recommended to do that. You're probably not going to make enough money to buy a car, but you might be able to buy your significant other a nice dinner with the money that you make from your Amiga work. So thank you very much for your attention. Okay, let me go press stop. Yeah, absolutely.
Worst move ever.